Loading snacks.
What it do, snackers, snackettes, and snack X's? It's your boy Gage. I'm here with Sin. I'm here with Jokes. And it is time for another episode of Spoiler Boys.
Spoiler Boys!
And the Spoiler Boys are here to spoil the finale of season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, which maybe is season 4, and maybe Born
Right.
Again is gonna get a season 2. I don't know if they know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing either. But we're here to talk about it. Gentlemen,
Mm-hmm.
pre-discussion scores. Jokes, go.
9.
For the episode or for the
episode.
For the episode. 9. Sin, pre-discussion score.
For the episode, 8.
Interesting. I'm at like a 6 or a 7.
Oh.
I feel you. Yeah.
But let's get into it. We opened the show, right where we ended the last episode with Bullseye having taken a pot shot at the Kingpin and Matt Murdock jumping in front of the Bullet.
Right.
So we see that Bullseye actually appears to be aiming at Vanessa first.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder whether or not that was initially what his thought was. Like,
Ooh.
I think so. Yeah.
But realistically, it kind of like, I don't know why. Like, we end up finding out that she pulled some legal mumbo jumbo and somehow managed to get him released from custody so that she could hire him to kill Dumb Benny and Foggy Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know exactly why. We know my man was drugged up. I think it was very smart that the only thing they gave him was like a felt tip marker.
Facts.
To sign his name.
He was gripping that thing like, ooh.
I mean, kind of.
Possibility.
Whatever drugs they had him on, it was like, I don't think he was going to be able to do much anyway.
Nah, not at all.
Still, I wouldn't take that chance.
Facts.
Vanessa, off the strength of the way episode 3 ended, Vanessa is protecting her interests in what she has built in Red Hook, basically in the Kingpin's absence. And I'm just going to assume by dumb luck, Foggy happens to have stumbled onto getting a hold of the person who would in fact be able to incriminate Vanessa in some way.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back when at the point in the story where we discover what it is Foggy is doing. We'll come back to what that is and what that means in a minute. But
Okay.
so that's basically how we open up. We figure out we get a scene that does in fact show us for sure that yes, Vanessa is the person that hired Bullseye to kill Foggy, and Dumb Benny as well. So now that we know that, it does kind of help explain the actions a little bit at the end of the last episode. Like, we figured that, but we don't really know it for sure.
Right.
And she prepares to tell Kingpin something before all this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And in this episode, they get home bloody and whatever, Matt's blood, and she gets ready to tell him, and Kingpin's like, I already know. How do you know? How do you know? Why do you know? How do you know?
Because
I think he
Ham?
assumed. He just
Yeah.
believed in what he was assuming and just kind of ran with it.
It's a weird. Look, I know this show had like reshoots and they changed a bunch of stuff and kind of went back and redid some stuff or whatever. There is this kind of a weird line where, shoot, now I can't think of the dude's name. The dude he sent to go kill Matt in this episode in the hospital, kind of like his right hand. That's like always with him, but seemed like he was really working for Vanessa. And that, I don't know. I guess when it seemed like the two of them were not on the same page and were probably not going to get on the same page, that maybe he was more loyal to her than he was to the Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if maybe that changed somewhere in the writing, in the script, and in the reshoots or whatever to kind of realign Vanessa and Fisk back together.
Mm-hmm.
He was all aboard this episode. Whatever Kingpin said.
What?
I mean, yeah.
Don't take him out? Sure. Okay. Like, done.
I mean, but he's basically been that person the whole time, though. I don't like that's not really different in terms of his behavior. It just seemed like towards the beginning of the season, it seemed more like he was like, I don't know, secretly really working for Vanessa,
Mm-hmm.
even though on the surface it looked like he was working for Fisk. And that it made it seem like to Fisk, like maybe there was something under there happening where Fisk thinks he has this guy who is on his side straight up, and truthfully, he's working in the background for Vanessa to move whatever she wants. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Nonetheless, having had an assassination attempt by Bullseye, we are now using that assassination attempt to call Bullseye a vigilante. I don't know. I'm a little. Help me. Saying is Bullseye a vigilante? Did I miss something?
No, he's a straight up mass murderer / serial killer. Yeah, he's not a vigilante at all.
Hitman.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like.
Yeah, he's nowhere near a vigilante.
Why did we loop him in? Like, did I miss something? Is there a through line somewhere where people think that Bullseye
No,
is a vigilante?
no. That's just something that was thrown in, I guess, to make his argument for doing martial law and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But
That
no,
or
it was never shown or depicted in any way that he was some type of vigilante ever in this season. No, he's always been the killer who was the bad guy throughout this series.
Okay, thanks for helping me solidify my 6. So, okay, so we're using. By the way, we're using the person we did not catch.
No, who got away apparently. He got a flight and everything out of there right after he shot him. So
A flight? What do you mean a flight?
I thought they
What
mentioned
happened?
like I thought they said at some point like he got away, but they said like he caught a flight or something out of there, or something like that to get away, and that's how they lost track of him. Or something fluke
that.
along those lines. I was like,
I don't
no.
think I didn't hear that. I didn't hear anything about a flight. I don't think nobody left New York. Like I think he's just in New York. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't recall seeing
I
or
just
hearing
think
that.
they just lost track of him. Like they
Yeah,
didn't
they
mention
just,
that.
they
I
just
don't
didn't.
think.
We just know they did not catch him.
Yeah.
Poindexter is still on the loose. They did say that, like over the radios or something. I think when they were talking about whether or not they had managed to catch up with Murdoch and the blonde or whatever.
Mhm.
which also doesn't really make sense. But again, we'll get to that. Um, Matt is in the hospital. Heather is with him, as is Kirsten, which makes sense. And as he wakes up from whatever they drugged him with, from his gunshot wound to the shoulder, the first thing he does is say, Karen, which I think almost made Heather throw up
Yeah.
on him directly. Look, she don't really bang with Matt. Here's the thing. There's a turn that happens between her and him that I don't think is really ever they don't do enough to like solidify the like.
And I think it happened at some point where they had the dead conversation about Daredevil saving you. Like, I think that's kind of when it happened. Like, that's when they started splitting into
Those
separate.
difference of opinions.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I don't know how much time takes place between the invitation to the black and white ball and the black and white ball. Clearly, there's a little bit of time. I'm imagining not more than a couple of days. And then, obviously he hadn't really been contacting her or whatever. When we see her at the ball in the last episode, she's like calling him, trying to get a hold of him, can't get a hold of him, doesn't know if he's coming or not, whatever. And then he shows up. And he's a little. Here's the thing, man. Sometimes the temperament of Daredevil seems off to me. Like Matt Murdock, sometimes I feel like really be like flying off the hook. Like his just like showing up at the joint, like, nah, everything's good. I'm sorry. He's like apologetic. And then at the same time, he's like, you want to go talk to Fisk right now? Come on, we'll just go holler at him. Like, I don't know. Like, they don't even seem like they're part of the same conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so there's something about, again, the way they did
reshoot. And that's one of the things that was my biggest disappointment about the episode. I wanted to see more of that. Like,
what?
Their interaction. Like, because she's...
Him and Heather?
Yeah, because she's obviously pissed with him about, just everything, how he's acting, about Fisk and everything. Then, like, his apartment, I know we haven't got to yet, gets blown up after a massive fight sequence. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see her kind of go check on him or something like that after he left the hospital, kind of look for him and see the trail of whatever chaos left behind and maybe start to see things a little different or whatever. See how that will turn out.
It gets like him trying to tell her, look, getting involved with this dude is super bad. You just gotta trust me. It's not what you think. They're after me. They're after me, kind of thing.
Yep.
All right.
Trying the hospital again.
I mean, but screw the hospital. They blew his apartment up.
Facts.
Well, after he already left the hospital.
I know, but what I'm saying is all of that happens during the blackout. So, like, what she's doing during the blackout, where she is, what's happening with her, like, we never, you know what I mean? We don't have it. We don't know any of that.
All we know is she had a meeting with Fisk apparently at some point for him to be able to say, join my mental health program.
No, that's not during the blackout.
That's afterwards. That's at the
not
end.
During the blackout.
Okay.
So yeah, nah, that's the blackout. Like nobody has contact. It's a blackout. Like they shut everything down. Like nobody really has contact with anybody. So once the blackout happens and the hospital attack happens and he's not there, then Matt shows up at the apartment. Which look, let's not pretend this is not only the best part of this episode, right? About this entire season is from the moment Matt Murdock walks into his own apartment in the hospital gown and starts to smirk. You like, what is he smirking at? And sits on the couch, and he's like, "You're the last person I would have expected."
Yep.
To be here. And the camera pans over, and the response to that joint is, "You know, you don't even got no coffee." And he make it,
Hey, whenever those two on screen together, it's magic.
Hey, dog. I was for
Well,
sure,
I'm with you.
honestly, until they start getting car, I was like, oh, he about to kill Matt Murdock for taking that bullet for Fisk. I was thinking like,
Hold
Nah.
on, dog.
No, I wasn't
You
thinking. Oh,
thought they were gonna fight each other, Joe?
not necessarily fight initially, but I felt like he was gonna come in. He was a little hot, but I thought he was really gonna. Yeah, I thought he was really gonna dig into him about taking that bullet for Fisk. He asked the question, and then after that, we really just start going into the whole fight scene at that point. But
that
I
was
really thought,
yeah, I thought it was gonna be one of them talks like, "I told you, you should listen to me," which
oh, if they had like another 5 minutes of this episode, that would have probably been in there. I feel like that was probably on the cutting room floor. Like I feel like they probably had a whole bigger conversation in that room.
Yeah, I mean, look, they made it very clear. Like, hey, did you peep so and so in the van on the left hand side, ready to stack up, come through? And yeah. I said,
Yep.
all right, so you gonna do this with your butt cheeks out, or what?
All right, Red,
Dog.
go get dressed. Let's go.
Yeah, like, what we doing? Saddle up.
To the room.
Even their discourse during the fight was dope. Like Punisher out here just dropping dudes, and he's just getting pissed throughout the fight. Like, stop it! Like,
No, this is what I do.
No.
I mean, when homie walked through and had the Punisher logo on, I was just like, oh, you done messed up, dude.
And y'all came in here wearing his logo? Oh, y'all done effed up. Oh, y'all about to die. Oh, I loved it.
I'm not. Listen, he told him like,
straight up.
He said, I'm not sure I want that kind of help. And he said, that's the kind of help you got.
So, what you gonna do?
I'm
Take it or leave it.
Exactly. Because you clearly need the help right now.
Yeah,
no bullets or punches.
It's them dudes walk in, doors open. Man's is like trying to be super silent, and here comes Daredevil through his own glass ceiling, and the punishment ensues. Because here comes the Punisher. They did let my man go ham.
Oh, they did, and when they finally put him down, they weren't playing with it. They put a bunch of bullets in him. He was fighting everyone that got put in his back.
Oh, well, they wasn't. I mean, they weren't real bullets.
Still,
those are bullets.
They wasn't shooting them with bullets. They said non-lethal only.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want to take them. So they was hitting them with like bean bags or something. He was eating them.
He was straight up eating them. Yeah, he was eating all that.
I hope you weren't under the impression that whatever vest the Punisher was wearing was just elite.
Just elite.
Nah, them Jones would have ate up close. Nah,
definitely are mistaken on that. Yeah, like look, I think the fight it's a dope fight. It's really clean. Finding out, maybe it's a little fluke, but again, having that moment to find the shell. Say, okay, well, now we know who actually killed White Tiger.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to survive. Apparently not. Here's what I want to know. Hey, Jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Who threw the grenade?
I don't know. Like,
was it somebody from inside the building? Just was like, all right, we lost this one. Let's just.
It had to have been. At first I was just thinking that one of them maybe survived, pulled the pin on it, dropped it because they weren't going to make it out of there. That I mean, granted, it's hard to say because Punisher kind of put everyone down. But definitely,
I have love for the moment where he says to him, like, they find out who, okay, he's the one that killed him. And Punisher's like, man, just do it. Go ahead, kill him. And he's like,
Hey,
I can't
that
do
one
it.
random dude in that moment that got caught that stray, that was hilarious.
I'm working up to that. Like
Okay.
my man,
Okay.
like he's like, yeah, nah, I'm not. And he gets in front of him. He's like, so this what we doing, hero? You know what I mean? We protecting him like we protecting Fisk, and he, Fisk, and he's like, he doesn't deserve it. What about him? Bow. Does he deserve it?
Stop it.
Hey, no hesitation, no cut in the scene or nothing. Just straight up smoke, dude.
Just punished him.
Literally.
That was for the
Punished
best.
him, bro.
Ain't gonna come back for you again.
You won't be in
You know.
season 2.
I mean,
I don't know where the grenade came from. I'm gonna allow us to assume it was just like somebody in the room. You know, there was a part of me that felt like Cole, being the person that killed Hector, like not finding out till then, was gonna survive it. Like would be something more. He does play like a slightly larger role in the comics, so I thought maybe they were gonna do something with that, but clearly not the way that joint blew up. Like twice. Like that joint blew up twice. All right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with that. Clearly wasn't the only grenade in the room.
Or maybe the gas from the stove or something was leaking or something from the fight or something crazy like that, and kaboom.
I don't know.
I know this. I know Matt Murdock lives very high up, and I know they jumped out of that joint, and they
Spider-Man all the way
landed onto a car and walked it off.
Straight up.
All right. Color my 6 in completely black, bro. Like, what are we doing? But okay. Things happen in this episode that I'm like, I don't know. So let's move on. Kingpin makes his stand. That's what we doing. I'm not playing. We're going no body cams. No, not like we just going and they can do whatever they want.
Straight up, I mean? Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. Commissioner Gallo was like, no, sir. You're out of control. I'm snitching. I'm going to somebody.
He's like, all right, do that.
I'll be real. I thought Sheila was going to die. But
I did too.
Sheila's smart. And I know that he knows she's smart. So my man was like Sheila, people talk to you. They like you. So I know you know who's loyal and who's not. And it's like, really, he just talking to her about her.
Yeah.
I mean,
how loyal are you?
Send them home. I really wanted to see her go out and be like, hey, go ahead, take a leave. Hey, go ahead, take a leave. As she walked out, saw Gallo. Gallo's like, I'm going to the top.
I expected her to do everything that she did. Like, she's too smart. She gonna stay alive. Like she said early in the series, like, I've been how many like administrations or whatever she's been a part of. So like, I know how to do this job. Like, she knows when to be quiet. Next season, I can see her amping it up a more. But to get through this one, like, I'm a ride the wave. Like, if I say something against this dude, he'll kill me right here and now.
She ain't making it through the first episode of next season.
She'll get through the first episode, I think, though. But
it's like her fate will be decided in season 2, 100%.
Nah, it's gonna be what's the name? The young dude. Gunning for a spot. He gonna take her spot.
I can see that too. I need him to die.
Nah, he gonna be around for a while. I feel like he got contingency plans just in case Fisk tried to step out of line.
He might be here for the duration of season 2, but he won't make it through season 2.
That means the duration though. That means he makes it all the way through.
He won't make it to a possible season 3 or beyond. Like, he'll be dead before the end of season 2.
All right. No faith in my man.
None.
He been sliding
this
way through.
I can't stand him so much, so he's a good like villain or whatever.
I could see him losing to. I could see BB catching him in something or him doing something with her, and Fisk finding out. Like I could see him slip in the air
Mhm.
somewhere,
You know, he slipped up
finding
before,
something out,
so
him having something to do with it,
yeah.
and whatever. Back to this episode. Look, all right. So we go back to Punisher's hideout. We'll call it his hideout,
Mm-hmm.
his fallout shelter,
The
as
Punisher
Matt
pit.
referred to it. And yeah, my man offers somebody some hot coffee. Know what I mean? And that hot coffee is makes everybody in the room uncomfortable.
No.
Then turn around and offer something to Matt too, like, why don't you come get a little bit of this? You want some hot coffee? Nothing a little hot coffee can't fix.
Hey, little coffee here.
Is that how you feel? And, that's that throughout like the Defenders, Luke
Defenders,
Cage,
whole
all that.
entire thing.
That's
Yeah.
the
I
they
was thinking
told
Luke
Matt
Cage, dude.
that.
Luke Cage about to just show somebody say coffee.
Yeah, bro. Like, they have their moment, have to like kind of beef a little bit, and just like, all right, well, look, we going back out there. You coming, Frank? Nah,
Nah.
ain't coming. Too cool for that. He just got turned down. He was in his feelings. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, just realistically, he was in his feelings. So they leave, and then of course he says, "Stay safe," because she tells him, like, "I don't believe you."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You asked me for a favor. I did you a
Did you a
favor.
favor.
Thank you. Cool." Um, her and Matt leave so they can go figure out what it is that Foggy was trying to do with his case that he was going to win. And it's interesting. This is actually my favorite part of this episode.
Mm.
Is the discovery of what it is that
Foggy found.
Foggy was actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because apparently, like, the original version of this show was much more of like a courtroom drama, surrounded a lot more of that, and the reshoots changed a lot of it. Foggy was working to get Dumb Benny off, right? So he's defending Dumb Benny, and the way he found to get Dumb Benny off is that whatever it was that Dumb Benny did, this robbery, whatever he did, took place in Red Hook, which they have just continued to talk about over and over and over again. Red Hook this, Red Hook that, Red Hook. Red Hook is off limits, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm assuming at this point that, like, Vanessa maybe knows already. Again, this is where things get off the rails, but also get the most interesting to me, because what he's going to do, it turns out that Red Hook is a free port. They have zero jurisdiction there. There's no law there. They can't touch them because New York has no jurisdiction in that place. Okay. So he presents this 1855,
almost like a
legal
deed,
notice
almost.
that says New York doesn't own this. New York has no jurisdiction over this place. And so, sure, he did it, but
they can't do anything about it. Yeah.
And in some way, by using that to get Dumb Benny off, it is going to expose what she's been doing, the activities that she's been up to there, if for no other reason, because it's going to make it now public knowledge in some way that New York doesn't have any jurisdiction over Freeport.
Right.
Over Freeport, over Red Hook. Okay. Which could really put a damper on her works. Basically, what she was doing, assuming that she must have already known that in some way. Somehow she already knew that.
Point taken. Okay.
Here's the problem. If she knows that New York has no jurisdiction there, and exposing the fact that New York has no jurisdiction there. If he has been running a criminal enterprise out of there, what difference does it make if they know?
Can't do
If they
nothing.
can't do anything to her because there's nobody has any jurisdiction. It's completely lawless. So like how does that get her in trouble? So much so that she gets Bullseye out of jail and sends him to kill Foggy and Benny.
Mhm.
Which, again, if you kill Benny, there's no reason for Foggy to have anything to present anyway. Case is over.
Mhm.
Information never comes out. Why are you killing Foggy? If you kill Foggy and you don't kill Dumb Benny don't know the joints. Like, he might know now that it's a Freeport because I'm sure Foggy said,
Had
I
that.
got something going to get you off. Here's what it is. Here's how it works, whatever. He had to talk to somebody because how she find out that Foggy knew? You know what I mean? It was going to file a motion for it or whatever. So he's filing a motion to get the charges dismissed against Benny. And she decides to have him killed because it will expose that she's doing something that would be illegal in New York, but clearly isn't
Doesn't
illegal
matter.
where she is because they don't have any jurisdiction. So the entire plot is just blown for me at this point because I'm like, well, I mean, that, okay, it's
Makes
cool
sense.
that that's what it is. Now I see some gears and wheels turning. I get making Red Hook a big deal for the Kingpin because that means he'll be able to operate there
Mhm.
and not have to worry about jurisdiction or whatever. But at the same time, what difference does that make when he's already got control over the police force
Mhm.
and the judges and whatever? Why does he need Red Hook? Why would Red Hook be such a big deal based on the fact that New York has no jurisdiction? So much so that he wants to build something there. If whatever illegal enterprises he wants to run out of there, them being able to run billions
Right.
he said, you did millions through Red. With what I'm doing, we'll be able to do billions. Why does it matter? Because you already control the police force and the judges and anybody who can legally
More
do
power.
anything to you within the state of New York. I don't understand. Why? What's the point? I don't get it. Now, I do understand that if you want to appear clean and you want to do things that aren't, if you do get caught and somebody's like, "Oh, you're doing blah blah blah," then they can say, "Yeah, there's corruption. Yeah, there's whatever," and they'll be like, "Oh, well, he's out." You know what I mean? Like, but they can't do nothing to him.
Mhm.
Okay, let's get past that. We had our fight. They figure out what Foggy was doing.
Mhm.
Punisher. Here's on the radio. Everybody fall back to Red Hook. So what's he do? Shows up, stabs a dude in the neck.
Goes right to Red Hook.
We about to
Ain't-
turn Red Hook.
Yeah,
get in
About to
trouble
run
for
my
that
Red
one.
name
Hook.
out,
Yeah.
I'm about to bring a hook. He stabbed my man in the neck so good that joint splashed on the light, turned the whole.
Hey, dog, that joint was fire.
That joke.
Okay.
Hey, he about his business, dog. Oh, you really ran up there like that by yourself. You surrounded by all these dudes, and you
And just
still,
walked in.
yeah, just nothing. I'm like, oh, this wasn't a good plan. And then he started executing. I'm like,
Listen, he
yo, if you
was
get away with
going-
this, you was on a different breed, because this is ridiculous.
Yeah. I was thinking, I mean, look, I'm watching that joint. I'm like, all right, Daredevil about to show up, start helping him.
Somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody showing up to come help him because the way he just walked in that joint
Dog.
was like,
I was like, bro,
It started getting busy. Didn't
Hey,
take
listen,
no time for him to start
for a
getting busy with him.
second, I was thinking, okay, you know what? He's got a plan here. He wants them to either catch him or take him to Fisk or do something. And I was like, okay, well, he's doing a little non-Frank Castle right now. And then once he murked the first person and just took them like as a shield and started going after the rest, I was just like, Oh no, he
Are
just
you
batshit
surrounded by
crazy.
like 30 dudes? Like, relax, Frank. We mess with you, but you doing too much right now. This ain't gonna work out in your favor. It
Makes me
almost
feel
did
like,
though.
okay, did he go because he has a death wish now? He's like, you know what? I'm just going in here. I'm going out with a blaze of glory. I'm just going to go do. Because, again,
There's
you're
nothing
mad. You
strategic
want to go in
about
there. You
that.
want to take out as many people as you possibly can. I can see that. Like, I can see him being like, we're going to go in here. We're going to wipe them out. But walking in the way you did,
Nothing was
literally
strategic
just
about
means
that.
like,
Yeah.
there's no way you're going to really do anything. Why wouldn't you be in the shadows, killing them like you
Yeah.
did the first dude? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or whatever. Like the two things just don't make sense to me. They just don't work. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a cool fight scene, but it's a dumb moment in the show. It's just really stupid. It seems very, even though it's Punisher and he goes hard, it feels very un-Punisher and Frank Castle. Like he would have had
Like I
some
said, there
version,
was nothing strategic about it whatsoever.
not at all.
Yeah.
Not like, why did you even bother going in strategically in the first place when you killed the first dude?
Yeah.
If you were literally just gonna walk into the room,
And
into
start
the
going
fight
ham.
with
Yeah.
them with like actual shields in front of them,
Hey,
Yeah.
bro, they had riot shields. I'm just like, dude.
They was ready for you, bro. They saw what
Here's
happened in
the
the
other thing.
apartment.
Here's the other thing that makes this so stupid. These dudes are the task force. They are operating with no rules. They can kill whoever they want, do whatever they want. This dude shows up and they're like, non-lethal only. Who gave y'all non-lethal anything? Why
No.
would you even have non-lethal?
Dog.
Of all the vigilantes or whatever supposedly out in the streets, Punisher is not the one to be non-lethal with.
Frank
Because you know
Castle,
he's
you
coming in
have
to
to.
put all y'all down. He don't care.
Where did they get non-lethal ammo for?
Spider-Man.
That's
So they can study him at some point. I don't know. I'm just throwing.
He's just trying to justify them coming out here to.
It made no sense for them to come out there non-lethal against the Punisher. I'm sorry.
I mean, I guess
again,
honestly,
it don't matter. Like they wouldn't come out against. Forget the Punisher, dog. Leave the Punisher out of it, because it does make sense that they would choose the Punisher because he's their savior. They are a cult.
Right?
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, we don't want to kill him. He's the whole reason why we do what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that does make sense. What doesn't make sense is, where did they get non-lethal ammo from? Bro, they're standing there with their riot shields loading up weapons.
Maybe that's where they got it from. Their riot depot or whatever, for like the riot shields.
Where were they go? Nah, these families don't have riot shields for that. They got riot shields to go. What are they? Whatever I pull off my hip when that dude shows up, it's not gonna be kind of soft compared to a bullet.
No smoke grenades, nothing like that yet. It's gonna be
that action.
Yeah.
Because
at the most non-lethal, a stun grenade, like something to disorient them, so we can
a
drop on
baton. Maybe you're telling me you have a dude with a shotgun loaded with only non-lethal ammo.
He does
you
not.
Weren't expecting the Punisher.
But that should have been a gear. Hey, you should have been shifting.
What run were you getting ready to make? Where were you getting ready to go? The city, the lights are still out. We haven't turned the lights back on. This joint makes no sense.
Because at one point, if they were going out to like defend the city, I think the riot stuff was going to be used on the citizens of New York, whatever.
They showed the one dude kill Slim, killed a kid,
trying to break,
pull his hat down. I was like, nah, that was a mass vigilante.
Now, hey, listen, now that
wow, really? Okay.
Hey, listen, that don't. I was like, okay,
did you miss that? You didn't see that part?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The way you said "wow," really, it sounded like
no, I was saying about like in the moment, like it happened, like, damn, dude, really, like, okay, that's messed up.
But listen, he pulled that joint down and said that, and I was like, hey, listen, homie ain't got no eyes cut out in that joint, like the mouth ain't cut out. Like
neither does the original Daredevil. It was just straight up.
Daredevil.
Yeah, that they know of. Yeah, just straight black. Yeah,
and they don't know he blind.
Yeah,
and if you do that, Like if you was to pull one of them joints over, you can see out of it. We see people with that all the time.
Yeah, no.
Right, you know, go ahead, let Daredevil rock his do rag, bro. You know what I'm saying? And be one. Yeah, I don't know, dog. Listen, that joint just doesn't make any sense. It's pretty dumb. And then to like line up and stand there and just be like, hey man, we don't really want to do nothing bad to you because we love you, man. You think you know my pain?
Listen, y'all gonna let Jake in his bag? Okay. Don't do that because he's gonna start firing.
I'm surprised he didn't say, oh yeah, all right, what do you want to do? Let's go do it. And then just start killing, like have them let him up and then he just start killing him. He didn't.
That was probably an option he had in the back of his mind somewhere. Like, I can do this a bunch of different ways. I want to do it today. I'm pissed. I'm going straight with it. I'm going straight forward with it.
Yes, man. So they beat him up. And then again, we see Daredevil and Karen show up together like she was gonna do something. But they show up and he's like, I'm going in. Huh?
She said, wait, hold up. The hell you going in there right now? Like, listen.
But this is the thing. If that's the case, what is the point? Why did they go all the way to the rocks? Like, why did they go there? I'm listening.
I'm not Daredevil was going there to get busy himself. Like,
no, I legitimately don't have an answer right now. I'm sitting there going back through my head, like, yeah, why weren't they like there?
Hey, dog, and then nothing happens.
Nah.
She's like, you can't go in there, so don't do it. Like, are you trying to get yourself killed? Is that what you want? No.
Yes, you've been following the past 4 seasons.
I need an army. Oh, what?
I need an army.
I need an army. All right, go get them. Nah, I'm not. I'm going to Josie's. What?
The starter's army.
It's me and Cherry and Detective Kim and like 3 police officers. You gonna open that door, dog, and there's not nary a defender. There's
something.
Hey, listen, I was for sure in that moment. He was going
to talk about this joint, the manner I'm getting, bro. This joint is weak.
Hey, listen,
this
I
is
can give you
the
an
worst
8.
ending. This is the worst ending possible. It's the worst joint. Easy. I can't, bro. I can't. It's terrible. We had 2 decent fight scenes. Mm-hmm. One that was really good and one that didn't make any sense just from context. The rest of the episode is like, what are we doing? What direction? It's literally just a montage of like, okay, Kingpin is gonna make a little speech and Sheila's gonna feel bad and we're gonna get to Gallo in a second.
Lord.
And like he's gonna invite Heather to be the city's mental health whatever. Mm-hmm. Dog, who is she? What is she doing? Why would she shake that man's hand and it not be a thing like, if I don't shake his, have zero look like, if I don't shake this man's hand, he gonna kill me.
Shake my,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, it just is a thing. That's just what she's doing. And I'm just like, what is she? Who is this? Why is she doing that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. We have to talk about Gallo. I don't think I've ever been so disappointed in something that should have been so incredible. I know the Kingpin is strong. I know he's a big guy. He doesn't actually have superhuman strength. I've accepted that he could get shot in the eyeball and not only survive it, but maintain his sight, his hearing, his equilibrium. Mm-hmm. My man chilling for real.
Got a scar. Healed up nicely.
You know what I mean? I could take. Listen, Kingpin, throw people around rooms, slam people through desks,
You're a big dude, right? Yeah, I get
chop
it.
a man in the throat. That joint was hilarious.
Dog, the chop to
I
the throat.
appreciate that.
Hey, listen, that joke got me because that was the
Shut
least
up.
of what I was expecting him to do initially.
Hey, bro, it was so clean. It was so clean.
Like, shut up.
It was so clean. However, you are telling me that this man not just crushed this man's skull, he broke.
Dog, he broke.
He broke not just his jaw off the bottom of his face,
Dog, the
but
whole
Yeah.
skull portion. I was like, hey, listen, I had to stop for a minute because I was just like, okay, this was a little much. Like I could have, I would have been a little more accepting if he started to do the crushing of the hand. Cool. Obviously, I was like, okay, he's a little strong. That probably does hurt. But maybe if I was thinking maybe he's gonna snap his neck. Something out of the normal for it.
he
I give
chopped
it a
my
buck.
man in the side of his shoulder delt. Like he chopped my man in the delts like wham. Okay, cool. Put him down. I'm with it.
As much as I was enjoying it, when it happened, the first thing popped in my head was bullshit. It's like they have not showed you had any of that type of strength this
Hey,
whole
listen,
time, bro.
Hey, listen. There's something got.
To
Hey,
do
listen,
that?
cutting room floor. He took like the super soldier serum or something
Bro, I
beforehand,
have two
and that
theories
joint.
that somewhere along the lines he did it, but like, come on, bro. Because
Yeah.
listen, in Hawkeye,
Mm-hmm.
in Hawkeye, bro, when he goes to get Kate Bishop's mom, she's in like a limo. That dude rips the entire door off the limo, like
So at
easy,
some point, him and Ross had a conversation. Like,
easy bake oven joint, just rips the whole joint off, and I'm like, dog, since when? Since when? This is also a dude, Kate Bishop, who fires arrows with the precision of a Hawkeye,
yes.
shot this man dead in his chest. That joint sunk. That joint was a good like 3 to 4 inches in his chest. He just
Ate them joints like it was nothing.
ate that joint, dog. So like, I'm not saying they haven't given my man. They haven't bent some rules around the guy.
Yes, they've given him his quote unquote abilities, but haven't explained them within the MCU of how he's able to accomplish these feats.
But here's the thing. They never explain it in the comics either. Like he has that stuff in the comics.
Mhm.
They never explain it. But it's the comics, bro.
Right. So
In
it's
this
just
point, like you gotta come on, bro. You gotta give me something. You just telling me his father was abusive, and so
because of that, he can crush skulls with his bare hands.
What? What?
Nah,
That
it don't
was-
work. It doesn't work like that. We learned that from Invincible.
Bro,
Stuff like that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, every part of me in terms of him being lethal, a murderer, a killer, whatever. Are you telling me, dog, that he's been beating up this dude Adam for like a year and he didn't accidentally kill this man when
Facts.
he could literally just crush a grown man's skull so bad that his jaw slides off? Come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, okay.
No, not at
I
all.
thought he was going to
expecting-
drop his body. He'd be dead. He'd pass out. But
Hey,
not
listen,
like to
I was
that
expecting
level.
like the bloody nose, maybe some
Yeah.
blood from like the eyes or something, because the pressure.
Yes.
You know what? The
Yes.
pressure.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Not
Intracranial
that.
pressure does all that. Nah, bruh. We breaking skulls.
Yeah, we got to get that TVMA rating going.
it's been a long time, dog.
Hey, listen. if they
Should have
gonna
left
fuck
you.
A long time, bro.
up- let you.
I haven't heard it in quite a while.
You gonna say it?
Dumb, bro. It's dumb. Bro, it's dumb. That's so dumb, bro. It just I can't. Man, I wanted this joint to be dope so bad, bro. I'm glad we got the apartment fight scene. I'm kind of glad we got the Punisher fight scene we got with give my
He just
man
went
a
off,
reason
yeah.
back. We know that he's getting a one-off.
Yeah.
Y'all did watch the end credit scene, right?
Yep.
Hey, look, the end credit scene. If you could have seen me in work today watching it, I was like, dude, you deserve to die the whole time watching.
Oh, he
I was like,
deserved
you
that.
deserve
from...
all of this, bro. Because why are you walking up to the Punisher's cell? Like,
Listen,
stay your ass way over there
listen,
and just guard.
The talking, you know, I was expecting to do. Well, no, I wasn't. I knew he was going to die, but it was like, you know, just trying to lead Frank on. You know, just talk to him. But the moment Frank put his hand out to shake
Like, he
his
just
hand,
scooted up to the front, dog. Like, why are you walking over to him? He has hand reach to you.
clearly that was like the dude's like first week there or something. They told him, hey, listen, you can't mess up going down there and watching people in cages. Keep your eye on the people in the cages. Don't touch.
Destroy his whole right arm and hand in seconds. Like, I was like, dude, you deserved it. You deserved it. You deserved all that.
Told him, man, that's an awesome name. That's awesome, strong name.
Again, we know that he's getting his own like 1 hour special or whatever. So I'm assuming that joint will be used to be a bridge. Like, obviously, all them people gonna get out. We're gonna free a vigilante because the swordsman is in there. You know, what I'm saying?
Somewhere, yeah.
Gotta let him out.
All of
you know, Punisher's clearly getting out. Okay, cool. I guess he's gonna run amok and do something in there or something.
Kill a lot of people somehow. Yeah.
You know, there's an 8 o'clock curfew and all vigilantism is completely outlawed. So
I was like, 8
you know,
o'clock curfew. I was like, damn.
But again, dog, that's what I'm saying. If you have an 8 o'clock curfew, that's not dangerous. Why you need a task force? What are we doing? Yep, just hey, there's 8 o'clock curfew. Everybody got to be in. Okay, so we're just gonna have to make sure everybody. They didn't. None of the things like the whole like we got to meet with the council. We want to make sure that y'all safer streets. We doing the safer streets program. Y'all got to get on board. If you don't get on board, we're gonna tell people that you've been putting money away in some Swiss bank account or whatever. You better get on board. He gonna do a press conference, and we expect you to be on board with it when he does his press conference. He made the announcement, we're doing our Safer Streets initiative. And the only thing about it, you okay, Jokes? Okay, stay with me, baby. We almost done. You know what I'm saying? We almost done. Stay with me, baby. The only thing about the Safer Streets initiative that they said, like literally, dude was like, this is worse than stop and frisk.
Yeah.
How? Literally, the only thing he said was there's an 8 o'clock curfew and all vigilantism is outlawed. That's it. You're not giving me any more than that. You're not going to tell me what's in the Safer Streets program that is like, oh, yeah, all that lethal force, we can do what we want, blah, blah. None of that that's all we're going to say. We don't know what's actually in the pro. This choice
of it don't matter.
It's making me. This joint's dumb, bro. This is a bad ending to what was a pretty good show. Like, I was on board with this show. I was enjoying it. It's taking a little long for me to get some Daredevil. The action, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No, 9. I'm going to take some off because I consider the skull crushing part of the action.
That ruined it.
Absolutely not. But, like, am I glad Karen's back? Like, he literally said, I'm glad you're back. Said who? She said, I called Frank and I got on a plane. She didn't say she was moving back.
Yeah, she just showed up for this episode to help.
Yeah, like, what we mean? Like, why was she parked outside underneath his apartment? I don't understand what's going on.
She drove Punisher there.
Never mind. It's Karen, and she always in the middle of something.
Yeah, true.
So
very true.
Yeah. It's so dumb, bro. It just is. Like, again, you can't say, all right, you're right. I can't go in there. But we are taking this city back. It doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the people. We're taking it back. I need an army. You got 6 dudes. a homeless man,
Ain't none got no
an
ability.
ex-cop. Like, where are your people, bro?
He's gonna get them together in season 2 of Born
Here's the other
Again.
thing. Here's the other thing. And like again, I know we kind of have to cordon things off because it's Daredevil and this is his show. You ain't about to have no citywide blackout in New York caused by Mayor Fisk and everybody don't show up. Fantastic
And
Four,
listen,
Avengers,
any
Spider-Man, everybody's popping off, dog. There's no way. This joint is dumb, bro. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, you can't just, like, it's not happening. It's not happening. Like, the idea that the only thing that's going on in the city is vigilantes out at night.
In New York,
You're
in the MC, in
Save my
Marvel
people.
universe, that's crazy. It's New York City.
no, every hero lives on
can
a
maybe
corner.
give you that, like, I don't know, dog. I don't. It just doesn't feel. This episode's bad. It's actually bad, especially for an ending episode. It's bad, and it brings the whole season down for me. So I'm at a 6 on the episode. I'm gonna give the season a 7. Sin,
Mhm.
episode and season. Where are we?
I'm at a 7 on both, honestly.
Okay.
When you first initially asked me, I wanted to say 7, but ramped it up to 8 a little bit because of things that I just enjoyed with it. But sitting here and talking about it and listening to y'all as well, like my original just feels better, feels more comfortable sticking with it as a 7 for the episode and a 7 overall for the whole season. How I feel.
Jokes?
Episode 7, after talking down, yeah, there's some dumb parts. But I give it an 8. I give the season an 8. I think for what it was and knowing that the reshoots and all that type of stuff changed probably a lot of elements of how this story was. I think the story itself was okay. Definitely some room to elaborate and expand on some things in there for it, but I thought they did an okay job at establishing Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and them into the MCU realm and trying to, and then now figuring out how to incorporate it, whatever. But I'm at an 8. I think overall, I think it was definitely enjoyable. You can sit and watch it, and I think you'll have some of those same gripes that you have. I feel like you probably would run into, but other than that, I think it was okay.
All right. That has been your Spoiler Boys for the season finale of Daredevil Born Again. Personally disappointed. But you know what? You tell us how you felt about it. Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Shoot me a DM. Love to hear it. You will catch us doing more Spoiler Boys. We got Andor coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to do a Spoiler Boys for Sinners. But we'll see. We'll see after we see it. We'll see how that turns out.
True.
I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. We're out. Toodles loose.
Loading snacks. Loading snacks.